Hello, everybody. It is the American Doofus Show. We're back live 1 a.m. on the 24th day of February 2022. And it looks like the first steps have been taken. Sergeant Dobie, hello. Thank you all for watching, everybody out there. To begin this particular live episode, I want to make sure I've got all this right. Numerous guided missiles, mortars, and rockets have been launched into the Ukraine. Troops have moved in, including potentially Belarusian troops. So there's possibly a Belarusian and Russian joint forces. Stop it right there. Good to see you as well. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment there for Sergeant Dolby. My glasses are crooked because my nose is crooked, I guess. Let's start off tonight with just a look around some of the things that since our last episode I was able to put together. Let's start over here with this.
Russia has declared war on Ukraine. As soon as the declaration... Oh, fuck! That's a missile! That's a missile! That's a fucking missile!
That was one of those like...
Holy shit! Russia has declared war on Ukraine. As soon as the declaration... Oh, fuck! That's a missile! That's a missile! That's a fucking missile!
That was one of those like...
Holy shit! Russia...
So that's how we're starting off tonight's show. Just in case anybody has any questions about whether something is actually going on or all of this is staged or wag the dog. That was from earlier. Also, to begin with, I want to play what I said earlier, because this just might play out. So let's take a listen to what I was saying earlier. I think the objective is from Odessa up to Kharkiv, try to create a line there, from Mariupol up to that line, and from Kharkiv across to Kiev, from Belarus down to Kiev, because the Russian Navy has a large fleet currently stationed off the coast of Mariupol and down here by Odessa in the Black Sea. So I think it's all for purpose. Back to the original line, whether the former President Trump thinks he's a genius. A lot of people think he's insane. There's a fine line between genius and insanity. I think it's military strategy, and he wants to split the country in half. So he can basically have the Black Sea and most of the area surrounding his border. They'll probably try to take it from, I'm pointing and that does you no good. They'll probably try to get here, split the country right down here, maybe even split Kiev and have an eastern Kiev, which is Russian, and a western Kiev, like with Germany, when this is all solved, once it's all started. But the key to all of it is, once it starts, you have a good idea how it's going to start if you're starting it. But once it gets going, things can change and it becomes really unpredictable. And I'm still hoping and praying it doesn't start because, to my knowledge, as of 9:31 p.m., other than here in Donetsk and Luhansk regions, there has not been any incursions. Final thing before I get to the chat real quick, and then I'm going to pop back to some other subjects here. There is a no-fly zone on both sides of the border.
So that's what I said before everything started, and yeah, it has started now. Kevin, that was and for everybody that just joined us, that was from the last episode, the one right before this, before everything started. It actually started probably 3/4 of the way into the last episode. So that's I'm sticking with what I said there. Let me reiterate it by going to this and showing it again on a different map. Flight tracker, you can see nothing going on commercially over Ukraine. What I said before this all happened, what I thought would happen, the Russian Navy is down here by Odessa in the Black Sea and over here by Mariupol. I thought those potentially could be targets of landings of troops, and that while everybody said Luhansk and Donetsk, the Donbro region, I believe is what it's called, the Donbro region, that would be the focus. I said it would be Kharkiv that would be the focus, and the eventual objection would be to create a line from Odessa to Kharkiv, from Mariupol inwards, and from Kharkiv into Kiev, and from Belarus down to Kiev, blocking off the city. And we also said that the first signs would be probably cyber attacks, and then that would be followed up by missile strikes, rockets, to soften up air defenses, and everything seems to be coming to fruition, sadly. So let's just take a look around. Yes, Sergeant Dobie, I do have a flight tracker. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to what I think happens next. But I want to get to a couple other things here. First of all, this is live from Kyiv, and at the moment you can see traffic, and you can see traffic flowing in one direction, and that direction is out of Kyiv. And I didn't even show it, did I? I thought I did. I clicked on it. I'm getting used to some new production software here. Let me do that again. There we go. Now you can see it. The majority of traffic is heading in one way. People are exiting the city. We now go to the official website of the president of Ukraine. And He said Russia has launched a new military operation against our state. Martial law is being imposed throughout Ukraine. So that, as well as an update from our last report some 2.5, 3 hours ago, just as war had begun. And Russia has launched a new military operation against our state. Martial law is being imposed throughout Ukraine. That is from the president of Ukraine. And this comes from a Twitter feed from a gentleman, Michael Horowitz. You can see, I hope you can see anyway. You can see in the background a major cloud as a guided missile has hit its target. Also from Michael Horowitz. The other one was a still, and this one is a video. So let me get it back to the beginning. Supposedly this is a Ukrainian fighter jet, from what I've been told.
Вон летит самолет. Вы сейчас послушайте звук. Через закрытое окно. Улетел.
That's a Ukrainian fighter jet
Вон еще один.
over the city
Блин, за домом. За домом.
of Kyiv.
Вон летит
One more
самолет.
time.
Вы сейчас послушайте звук.
And
Через закрытое окно. Улетел.
yes, you can hear the big sigh at the end. This is from Reuters. Russia has launched a full-scale invasion of Kiev. And notice it says, Russia has launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Kiev says. And let me get past the ad. Well, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. It's got a different story than I had originally put up there. So what we're going to do real quick is I'm going to go to my Twitter page, and this is footage from 37 minutes ago. The police and the National Guard hiding from attacks in the Kharkiv metro. That's the official. The official word is not that they're hiding, but that they're regrouping. Just to make sure that's clear. So one more time on this. Let me see if I can expand it. I can. It doesn't have music on it, so. Now, this has been posted more than once, and there are two different descriptions to it. One description is that this is police and reservists that are being called up. This is where they're supposed to regroup. The other is what is here: the police and National Guard hiding from attacks in the Kharkiv metro. So you can interpret it however you want, hiding or, taking cover. And queues forming, lines forming for gasoline in eastern Ukraine. I don't think until today Ukraine really thought this could happen any more than a lot of people thought this could happen. Even though a lot of us have been talking about it, it's now starting to get attention. It's alleged that the Ukrainian side struck back at Belgorod just across the border. So supposedly this is Ukraine fighting back into Russia. And again, I don't know if I'll be able to get
Очень сильно бахнуло.
audio.
Очень сильно. Вон взрыв и облако дыма. Это уже на территории Белгорода бахнуло. Блять, пиздец. Не знаю, как вы, а я валить. Что очень сильно бахнуло. Очень сильно. Вон взрыв и облако дыма. Это уже на территории Белгорода бахнуло. Блять, пиздец. Не знаю, как вы, а я валить. Что очень сильно бахнуло.
So it appears, if this video is to believe, again, this is off of Twitter, as most things are going to be, you're not going, and a lot of the mainstream media is telling us this, that, hey, social media is going to be providing a lot of the things because we're just not going to be able to get to the places. So we've got a head start on them. We've been about 3 or 4 days ahead of the mainstream media on most things. Those of us that have been covering this online. Michael Kaufman, Russian armor crossing from Belarus into Ukraine. I mentioned that earlier. So Finland and Sweden, NATO members, when? Okay, well, yeah, they've. Ukraine's interior ministry now says country's northern border is under attacks from Russian forces. This is 44 minutes ago. Let's see what if anything else is in the thread. Okay. Russian forces are also attacking from Crimea. So a quick look back here to the map, and this is Crimea down here. So they're coming in from the south, like I said they would. They're coming in from the north and Belarus. Also, as we said, that might be happening. The state border, let me go click back over here. The state border of Ukraine was under attack on Russian troops on the side of the Russian Federation and the Russian Federation. About 5, the state border of Ukraine on the area with the Russian Federation and the Republic of Belarus was attacked by Russian troops supported by Belarus. Attacks on border units, border gear, and checkpoints occurred with use of artillery, heavy equipment, and firearms. This is happening within the framework of Lugansk, Sumy, Kharkiv, Cherchiv, and Zitomyr regions. In addition, the attack is happening with TOT-AR Crimea. It has also fixed the work of intelligence groups of the opponent. So the border area have been attacked from the north and from the south. Again, I said at the very beginning when I said, I replayed what we'd said in the last episode, that I think this is what's going to be happening. They're going to try to divide the nation into sections, divide Ukraine into sections, and it will become a situation of you either go along or you become gone. Dissidents will be put in camps or or worse if past Russian behavior is a precursor, as it often is. And this, we'll stop here on this. This is from CNN. You can see tanks rolling through, crossing into the Ukraine from the north at the Belarus border. And one more time, there they go. There's 3 of them, and then one more will be coming right along about now. There we go. So let me run down. I've already got more tweets. Let me run down just a few more here. 26 minutes ago. Okay, this is just questions from people. I'll get back to those. Okay, I don't seem to have. Okay, I do have some new. Okay, in that time that I was talking, I received 80 more tweets. That gives you an idea how things are flowing. So let me get back to that. Massive traffic jams seen. Seen leaving the center of Kiev. Again, as we showed in that one brief section, all the traffic was heading in one direction. Now, the government's aware of this, and they're telling people to try to take trains, because if they get caught in a bombing raid, I mean, you can imagine what would happen if bombers just suddenly, bombers just showed up over the city right now. It would be devastating. And this is from the ministry. This is from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Been following them. Putin attacked, but no one is running away. Army, diplomats, everyone is working. Ukraine fights. Ukraine will defend itself. Ukraine will win. Share the truth about Putin's invasion in your countries and call on the governments to act immediately. I'm going to talk about that for just a second. Again, hello, everybody. It's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. We do alternative news here. And normally we spend a lot of time talking about things that don't get talked about enough. We spend time talking about numerous issues. But the past few episodes, the focus has been, past several episodes actually, the focus has been the possible, then the impending, and now we are at the ongoing attack of Russian forces into Ukraine. And again, thank you all for watching. I wanted to stop because the last line from the Minister of Foreign Affairs from Ukraine was, share the truth about Putin's invasion in your countries and call on your governments to act immediately. And it brings me to the point that I didn't want to get to, but that absolutely has to be gotten to now that this has happened. Is this World War III? It could be. I think it's pretty simple. I think it comes down to what's done. I don't think sanctions. I don't think condemnation. I don't think that anything other than the resolve and the military might of the Ukraine armed forces is going to stop this. I could be wrong, but I've been on this for more than a couple of days now. Done a bunch of digging, a lot of research, talked to a lot of people. I don't think sanctions are going to matter. I don't think, no matter how many people. Let me go back to his tweet. I don't think, regardless of how many people see his words or hear his words, share the truth about Putin's invasion in your countries and call on governments to act immediately. Couple of things. First, not all countries are going to look at this as an unjust act. All right, that's just a fact. Second, most countries can't do anything about it. That's just a fact. The ones that can put on sanctions are doing so and will do so. And it will come down to one of two things. Either, actually, there's an A, B, or C. There may be a D. There definitely an A, B, and C. With A being a coalition is somehow formed and fight Russia. And you'd say, well, NATO. Well, NATO, I don't know if NATO can win without the United States. That brings us to choice B, American military involvement, whether it be through NATO or standalone, and it would be through NATO. And then there's choice C. Ukraine gets crushed. As I said, there could be a choice D, and that would be Ukraine comes as an underdog and defeats Russia. That would be option D, and by all accounts, unless we've given them some incredible weapons that we haven't seen being used, if there's not involvement some other way other than monetarily, option C is where we're probably going to be. We're going to see Ukraine get crushed. The loss of life will be devastating. The ramifications politically, economically, geopolitically will reverberate around the globe. However, if the United States were to get involved militarily, It could be the first step to the end of civilization as we know it, and possibly humanity, and possibly even the planet. We have enough, just between US and Russia, we have enough warheads to destroy the planet like 335 times, to blow the whole thing up, the entire thing, which is pretty insane if you think about it. But if you're a company that builds nuclear missiles, it's a necessity, if you think about it. So I'm going to hop back over here into the chat for a second. Got a few people in here watching with us live, and I appreciate that always. It's really late. Gas prices are going to go up. Yes, they are. We talked about that, in the past probably 3 or 4 episodes now, maybe even 5 or 6 episodes now. I've been saying, top off your gas tank, because if something does kick off, prices will rise. They'll probably be 50 cents higher in the morning, just because of what just happened, if not more. And a lot of people that have watched this show, maybe up until the last day or two, had always been saying, stop warmongering, stop fear mongering. It wasn't warmongering; it was stop fear mongering. Putin would never do anything like this. That's not going to ever happen. Blah 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 blah. And I kept saying, I hope so, but I don't think so. And numerous times, you don't bring all the assets that he brought. I've said this numerous times. You don't bring all the assets he brought and position in the way that he did, and then you bring the blood and the medical in at the last, and you don't do that unless you're going to utilize all those assets. And everybody that has said this is going to be a full-scale total invasion, this is step one. The missile strikes, the airstrikes, taking out communications, seeing how much you can devastate without putting boots on the ground. And actually, step one was the cyber attacks. This is step two, what we're in now. And as our here on our side of the globe, as our night continues and as their day begins and continues, we'll see escalation. And this could be something that's over in 48 hours. There are going to be those that go, oh, we're going to be here for days and days and days and days and days. And they're hopeful of that because they make a lot of money doing this kind of stuff. I don't think it will. I think it could be over in 48 hours. It all depends if there's military involvement, but anybody else. Or again, if Great Britain and the United States have given them some incredible weapon systems, Ukraine could hold the fight. Time will tell that. I hope they do now that it's begun, but I fear they won't. And within 48 hours, we're going to have to make a decision. Do we let Putin take Ukraine and embolden him to take the Baltics and Poland and Romania and Moldavia and reestablish the former Soviet Union? Not necessarily in name, but definitely in landmass. That's where the conversations are going to be heading. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people showing a lot of stuff about what's going on war wise and fighting wise, and but those of us, you guys that come and watch this channel, you come and watch it for a different reason than your average channel. So we need to start thinking about, what's going to come next. We're playing chess here, not checkers. What's going to come next? And tomorrow's going to be later on today. Actually, it's 1:35. It's going to be boots on the ground, and if they're not already on the ground, we really don't know. Russia might have been so successful with the air campaign that boots are already on the ground, because they're going to have to protect the border. They're going to have to take cities. They'll take bridges, set up checkpoints, and eventually split the country, like I showed earlier. Hi, Sissy. Oh, so real. Puto will not give up. He will take half the land. He has to keep the land for his people to grow. Yeah, he's not. No, he's he may give up some of the land. As I said, let me go back to the map here real quick. And while we'll go back to the map and we'll check and see if there's any. I would imagine the only possible flight would be military drone, but there's one here in Moldova, Belarus. That is from Moscow to Malaga, so that's going to avoid Ukraine airspace. Nothing else really close. Not sure what that is. I don't recognize call signs like that. And it's not coming up. There we go. Okay. That might be a Russian troop transport. That it is obviously flying, but it has no destination. And okay, our drone. This was our drone path for those that haven't seen it before. This is how Forte 12, one of our drones, had been previously tracking what was built up. So on this map, just to give you an idea of where things are, Odessa is down here in this corner by Moldova. This is the Black Sea here. Russian Navy is in the Black Sea, as well as over here by Mariupol. And there have been reports of shelling on both of these. There's been border incursions here at Kharkiv, been border incursions from up here in Belarus. The capital is right here, Kiev. And there have been missile strikes there. There have been missile strikes here in Luhansk, Donetsk, and in Lviv, which is the farthest west. And there have been tanks rolling across from down here in Cyprus, up here in Belarus, over here at Kharkiv, and down here by Mariupol. So the guided missiles, the heavy munitions are there. It's just a matter of infantry coming in, and when that might happen. So let me hop us back over here to Twitter and see what is the latest reports going on. I've got 60 new tweets in just that short amount of time. Ukrainian military intelligence tells me the government took out 5 Russian aircraft and 1 Russian helicopter so far. So Ukraine is fighting back and seems to be having some success. Russia's defense ministry says Ukraine air defenses have been neutralized. So, which one of these is true? This is according to TASS, the Russian news agency, from 32 minutes ago, that Ukraine's air defenses have been neutralized. 2 minutes ago, Ukrainian intelligence says they've taken out 5 Russian aircraft and 1 helicopter. I guess both could be true at the same time, that they have taken out aircraft and a helicopter, but 30 minutes later, or 30 minutes prior to Michael Weiss getting this report here, they could have taken out all the defenses, and he just wasn't aware of it, whoever he got the intelligence report from. Let me go down here and see. Okay. That's the Kyiv train station. Announcement says during the emergency situation, we ask all citizens to stay calm. Of course, Big Mac from McDonald's up there. Okay. Lots of global cyber attacks going on right now, affecting our ability to receive intelligence, including our own forum. That's from DEFCON Warning Systems. Okay. Again, this is from Scooter Castor. She's the one I've been talking to, trying to get on the show. But she may be leaving Ukraine. So this is from their train station. Again, just what we do here is we try to show you things that you're not going to see on mainstream media at all, and things that you may not see elsewhere. Okay, this is cute. For those that may not remember, this guy was known as Baghdad Bob, and he kept telling the people of Iraq that there was nothing to worry about. And this is probably the picture where it was that he was on his balcony giving a briefing to the Iraqi press that everything was okay, and U.S. soldiers were at the base of the balcony getting ready to take him out. So yeah, for those that said Putin won't invade, it's not in geopolitical interest. It really wasn't. It wasn't in his best interest. Unless it wasn't in his best interest, unless you think about the fact that his interest is he's getting old. He's got all the money he could possibly want, all of everything he could possibly want. It's about legacy now. It's about how's he going to be remembered. He wants to be remembered as reuniting the Soviet Union, bringing back the Russian Empire. If you think I'm being hyperbolic, if you think I'm being outlandish, go listen to his speech from 2 days ago. By the way, he gave a speech today too. That speech was taped 2 days ago, where he's wearing the same shirt, the same tie, same jacket, sitting at the same desk in the same position, and it was time stamped, and it proved to be pre-taped. So this has been some intelligence suggests this has been going on for about a year, that all of this has been planned. And so for a year, they've been planning on what they were going to do, how they were going to do it, and when they were going to do it. And the whole rest of the world started planning probably about 6 or 7 hours ago, because Ukraine didn't take it seriously. Ukrainian prime minister kept saying, you know, don't talk like this, because it's not going to happen. And you saw the reference there, Baghdad Bob saying, you know, it's not in his. That was a quote from the Ukrainian prime minister. Find out where the nearest FEMA camps are by my house. No, I hope to avoid ever going to something like that. NATO is finally tag team Russia's ass. I don't think they will. Russia's twice the size of us with half the annual murder rate. That's true. But the Russian government's pretty oppressive and pretty authoritarian, bordering on dictatorial, because all their elections are fixed. But, you know, some people have it good in Russia. Some people don't. And some people have it good here in the United States, and some people don't. So it's going to be like that, no matter where you're at, no matter, you know, what the situation is. Okay, I only got 10 more new tweets. Let's go through this. Ivan Franket. I've never heard of this place. Ivan Okay, it's in Western Ukraine. I don't know if this is a factory. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna show this one more time. Good. Okay. Right here, this is an incoming missile, in case you missed it. And you see it hit and see the explosion before you hear it, because sound doesn't travel as fast as light. One more time. Just pray there's no people in this red building up here that got hit, or that it was not the intended target, and it was something it doesn't matter. It's a crazy. 2 tanks and some trucks. Sorry, that's in Russian. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of England, tells Ukraine president he hoped Ukraine could resist, quote unquote. The attacks and the thoughts of everyone in the UK were with Ukraine, quote, during this dark time, end quote, according to Downing Street. You know, it's like the thoughts and prayers, you know, oh gosh, thoughts and prayers. And I'm all for positive thoughts, and you know, I'm for prayer. And maybe if enough of us do think positively and enough of us pray, Ukraine will survive all this. But one thing we do know for certain, there is no question about whether something is going to happen or not. Let's see what else we have here with new tweets. As of 6:10 a.m., information was received about the explosion in Kharkiv near the station, subway shelling of military units in Borov and Lozvoa. Kharkiv Oblast surveillance cameras recorded the crossing of Russian troops on the border of Sumy and Kiev Oblast. One killed, one more wounded as a result of a missile attack on Borov. Hold on. That's Boris Johnson right there, by the way. Okay. One killed, one more wounded as a result of a missile attack. This is just a still. Missile targeted street number Cherkasky region. Blew out some windows here. Left a crater. Indianapolis-sized pothole in the street. American truckers begin cross-country drive from California to Washington to protest COVID restrictions, which are going away. COVID restrictions are going away. It is the MyPillow guy is probably financing the whole thing, but that's for another show. As of 5 a.m. local time, according to Christopher Miller, Russia began shelling Donetsk, Zaporizhzhia, Luhansk, Odessa, Cherson, Mykolaiv, Poltava, Chernihiv, Zimotriv, and Kiev Oblast. At the airfields of Melitopolo and Ozling Village, Oblast. One plane was blown up. Is this, conflict news? This is conflict news showing what we saw before. Okay, so hop back over here. Anything in the chat? Innocent people. Yeah. Raise the bat signal. Okay, what people don't understand, the truckers that are doing this are owner operators. They own their trucks. It's not company truckers. Okay. Sissy, we need to talk about this, and we can do this not during the episode, but yeah, we need to talk about this because I want to understand what it, if it's because I don't think it's really about vaccines and masks, and because I don't think there were too many requirements, and truckers were, my God, truckers were heroes during the pandemic, during the lockdown, if you will, portion of the pandemic. So I want to know what's up. So let me have I got everything in? Okay. I'm checking to see if there's anything before I wrap up for the night. See if there's anything that I missed that I wanted to show. Okay, I think we got through most of that. And I'll tell you what, let's go down here and look at Twitter one final time. And 7 new tweets. So information is slowing down. Okay, I want to make sure you can see this. Biden vows severe sanctions on Russia by U.S. and the U.S. allies. I don't even know if taking them off the world banking system, I don't know if there's any sanctions that are going to work. If they've got some, they need to start pulling them out. Ukraine reporter: Russia is attacking Ukraine from mainland Russia, Belarus, Russian-occupied Crimea, and Russian-occupied areas of Donetsk and Luhansk, simultaneously from the north, south, and east. For those that don't remember, to the west is Poland and Romania and Moldova. From the U.S. Embassy: further Russian military action can occur at any time without warning. U.S. citizens throughout Ukraine are strongly encouraged to remain vigilant, take appropriate steps to increase your security awareness, know the location of your closest shelter or protected space. So basically the U.S. warning citizens that are still in Ukraine that this is not going to be over quick. Again, I think this could be over in 48 hours. It depends on how devastating everything was through the night, and we'll learn that as time comes along. So, okay, I think that's it from Twitter for now, and had about an hour long update coming up on just about an hour. UN Security Council, yeah, Russia does have major gold. The Security Council was holding a meeting. I don't know. Are they holding a second one? Let me check real quick here before. They were holding one, and actually, Russia attacked while the U.S. was speaking at the Security Council. I don't know if that was a coincidence or not. I'm not seeing. I think that might have been from earlier, and it might still be going on, or it's a new stream of what happened earlier, because I don't have anything on the official page. So, all right. So again, here's where we're at. troops moving in from the north and the south and the east, guided missiles, mortars, rockets, tanks rolling in, and not only Russian but Belarusian from Belarus. Options A, B, C. Options A, B, C, D. Option D is Ukraine wins. Option C is Ukraine gets crushed and everything's done in 48 hours, and it's how's it going to end? Option A is NATO forms a coalition and fights Russia without using United States forces, but option B is United States gets involved. So is this World War III if United States gets involved? Yes, it will be, because it will be long and protracted, and China will get involved, and we will be fighting on two fronts because China will invade Taiwan and we'll have to do something there. And this is also a situation, while I got a couple of minutes here, that is going to put a lot of pressure on President Joe Biden here at home politically. If he does nothing but sanctions and Ukraine is crushed, his presidency's over. No hope of a second term. If he does something and gets the United States involved, it depends how that plays out, whether it is good for him or bad. I hope he's not thinking of those things. I hope he's just thinking about what's best. What's best. I wouldn't want to be in that seat right now trying to make a decision as to what's best for my country, what's best for the world, because they're two different things. What's best for America is to stay out of this. What's best for the world? It's probably for the United States to stop Putin. Just something to think about. Thank you all for watching. I love y'all. Sincerely, thank you all for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this with your family and friends if you would. And I'll be back later on. For those that don't know, I had a procedure done. Had some cancer cut out, and I got to go back in tomorrow. Or later on today, actually, in just about 6 hours. But I will be back on later on today, as it is now the 24th of February, 2022. I'll be back later on today, probably around the afternoon, for an afternoon update, and then we'll see how things progress or deteriorate. I love y'all. Okay, Sergeant Dolby just posted something. Now, with so many soldiers having been turned down or ejected because being LBGT or not getting a job or a jab, low morale and all that, I wonder if things escalated that much. If an executive draft order. I don't know. Gosh, that's a lot. I hadn't really thought about it. But yeah, morale may be low. We just got ran out of Afghanistan. As Chris said, we got beat by guys wearing pajamas and flip-flops. So maybe it's not the time for chest pounding. As I said a few minutes ago, Biden's going to have to make a decision eventually. Does he do what's best for his country, or does he do what's best for the world? And it's a tough decision to make. Thanks, T-Rex. I I will try to do that. God bless y'all. You all try to be a light. It's a dark world. We can use light. Spread the love. If you're a praying person, say a prayer for the people of Ukraine and the people of the world. And if you are a praying person and you happen to be Christian, blessing upon you in the name of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Otherwise, shalom, salam, namaste, peace. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Always greatly appreciated. This is the